Welcome everybody. Y'all see my palatial state in the background. How y'all doing today? This is not another sports podcast. I just figured I'd say, this is my first time using the background. But this is not another sports cast. Like I said, make sure y'all like and subscribe. And I got my man V Will with me today. We're gonna be talking about the evolution of music. And we got Big Jew, he gonna be joining us later. But my first question for the evolution of music. How do you feel about the direction music is going right now?
Well, of course, there's a lot of sampling going on out there right now. A whole bunch of sampling. But you still got some artists that's doing trying to do original things as well. But I think you know, uh, it's just it's your particular taste. Like old school guys like myself. You know, we like that R&B. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
rap, we can get into, but some of that new rap, I can't really, I can't really get into because half the time I don't understand what the fuck they be talking about or what they be saying. I can't understand that shit. But I think
I know what you mean by that because I know the music that we used to listen to back in the day. You didn't understand. You didn't understand it, but now I don't understand these new guys. I
yeah.
feel what you're saying.
And then you know nowadays the lyrics are so explicit. Right now, it's as far as the lyrical content of some of these songs is so explicit. That's fine. To each his own. If you like that type of if you want to, you like that type of music, or that's fine. That's to each his own. But you know, I like to hear the rhythms, the sounds, you know, understanding the lyrics. Some of the lyrics have the meanings, meanings behind
Mhm.
the songs. But I like a lot of these new artists as well. But you can't beat the old school, man. You can't
Yeah,
beat the old school. You know what I mean? And those cats from the old school, they influence a lot of these new cats that's coming out now as well. So, but I'm always gonna be strictly old school. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
listen to some of today's music. You know what I mean? But as far as what's in my heart and what I love, it's old school. It's always gonna be old school.
yeah. Because when it comes to the old school, you bring up names like you bring up Prince, you bring up Earth, Wind and Fire, you bring up the Luther Vandrosses, the James Browns, the Michael Jacksons, the Jackson Five. Like you can go further back and talk about like get the Temptations, the Four Tops. Like you can go on and on when you talk about great old school music. But the evolution of music of how it has come, like as you stated before, like it's a lot of sampling going on because there's not a lot of original music that's
Yeah,
happening right now. And that also like makes me realize like there like when it comes to eras of music, like what is the best era of music in your opinion?
man. That's gonna depend on what era you were born in. You know, my era. Like I said, I'm the old school era. 70s, 80s. Early 90s. That's that's my that's the type of the music I was listening to. What I mean? I'm 63 right now. What I mean? I might not look it, but I am 63. But
Mm-hmm.
like I say, that old school, stuff from the 70s. Like you mentioned some of those group Motown, you know, guys like that, I mean, coming on up. You got Frankie Beverly and Mays, you got Earth, Wind and
Mm-hmm.
Fire, which have, these guys, these bands have influenced a lot of guys, that's performing now. You got the Teddy P's, you know, Barry
Mm-hmm.
Whites, you know, guys like that, Oh, and then you got, some of the other guys, the younger guys, like the Keith Sweats, John B's, guys like that. It's it's a lot of music to choose from. It's a lot of music out out here. But like I said, man, my era, whatever era you were born into, and that's the type of music you were listening to, then that's probably what you're gonna, gravitate to. You know what I mean? Like guys your age, I mean, being around, being that you grow up, you know, I was your dad and everything. I was playing certain musics, so you got an affinity to some of those older cats, and that's how some of these younger cats like your age and possibly Julius' age as well. They listen to music that their parents played around the house, so that influenced them. As far as listening to certain types of music. You know what I mean? But when it all boils down to it, what I mean, it's like whatever whatever era you were born in, that's probably the music that you probably want to gravitate to. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
how I feel about that.
yeah. Like just for, just to answer the question for myself, what era I think this just is my opinion of what I think the best era of music was. Since I was born in the '80s, I grew up in the '90s, so a lot of people like to put out there, like you see a lot of stuff on social media. A lot of people say the '90s was probably the best era of music, like that late '90s, like late '80s into the '90s music, like early 2000s was some of the best music that was ever made. Like you had your Black Streets, you had your guys, you had guys like John B, like you mentioned before, and then you had your Keith Sweats. I mean, you had a lot of groups back then. You had Total, you had
Yeah,
Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. It was just a influx of so much music. Then you got the Wu Tang, like guys like Redman. Like it was a great era, but at the same time, like you said, like it all depends on what era that you grew up in. And being
right.
as though you were born in the early '60s, you kind of grew up more in the '70s. So you had your Rick James and all those type of people. The
Yeah,
the late you had all those like Shaka Khan and of course Earth, Wind and Fire, Frankie Beverly and Mays, as you mentioned before. Like all those types of people. That was a great era of music. They called that the golden age.
yeah,
Like those are all legends. These are all guys that are pretty much rock and roll Hall of Famers.
yeah.
They set the tone for how the evolution of music has really started. This is why I really wanted to talk about this because
All right.
it evolved from that era.
And then I ain't even mentioned being from Baltimore. House music.
Oh yeah,
House
house
music.
music.
What I mean, that's we used to go to the clubs and that house music, boy. That was the joint back then, boy. That B more, that's one of the things we known for, house music. What I mean? So those type of things, and it's different. Like I said, you had different styles of music. You got jazz, like you say, Baltimore known for house music, jazz as well. Rhythm and blues.
Yep,
What I mean? All kind of hip hop. What I mean? And then
yep,
you cross over to DC, you got go go. What I mean? If you're from DC,
yeah. Oh, the
you
go
got the
go,
go go sound.
go go in
You know what I
DC.
mean? So it's so many genres out there of music that that we all listen to and love. And like I said, and that's just like you said, the evolution is just so different, so many different forms that to get to us the point where we are today. What I mean? But
Mhm.
back in my day, you had musicians that were actually playing the music in the studios and things of that nature. But you got like some of these cats now, Anderson Paak, Bruno Mars, guys like that.
Anderson .Paak and
You know,
Bruno Mars, they like the modern day guys that from back in the day.
and, you got like Usher. I mean, you New
Usher.
Edition. We can't forget New Edition. Those guys still
Oh,
going
I
strong
forgot about.
today.
I almost forgot about New Edition.
I think music just brings out like just brings out the best side of people. Because if you listen to what like say like it's a song in Baltimore where we be like
Yeah,
follow me,
yeah,
like it just or say like it's a or say like it's dreams and nightmare. It's just certain songs that come on. It give you a vibe, turn everything up, make you go crazy.
yeah, yeah. You hear when you hear your song like I mean, y'all don't go to the clubs. Y'all young cats, y'all don't go to the clubs no more. Back in the day,
No, they go to the club. It's just the club is just
but
like
back in
the
the day, you in the club, boy, you hear your
Oh,
song come on,
okay.
you start zapping out. They throw that set it off on the
Oh,
left.
suck the left, yo, set it off on the
no.
right,
It ain't.
yeah.
It ain't. It's more. It just the club just different. It's just more so
yeah,
like
yeah, but yo, I
it's
mean,
like a
that's
bottle. It's like a bottle war now. It ain't
you
more
know what I
so.
mean.
Only
And
thing,
then,
reason why I can like kind of like really like set like really like think about the all the like what he's talking about is because I've been in the club. Because when I
right,
was in Morgan, I was at Morgan, I was DJing at these clubs. So a lot of these songs that you're talking about, I played.
right.
He was not DJing, bro.
I was DJing, bro. I've
Yo,
been
it's
DJing.
a it's a difference between DJing and just putting a record on, yo. It's a
Oh
difference.
no, man, no, I DJ. I mix.
I'm the only one who didn't DJ.
Yeah, you the only
Yeah,
one.
I guess you are.
I
Yeah.
mean, so I guess I
You
just
are the
got
only
more of
one
the.
that didn't DJ.
I'm just more the. I just got the street. I'm just the street version of Van Damme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
so fuck. I guess
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
the
I
version
might
of.
be his
I'm just.
carbon copy in a way. I might be his carbon copy.
I'm.
yeah.
You
I'm
know
the
what I'm
negative
saying?
thoughts. All this shitty stuff.
uh,
No, I
the
ain't gonna do
anti
that.
yo, you the anti V, yo.
Anti man.
The anti-van.
Nigga
Yo.
said evil
Yo,
man.
but but you,
Nigga said
what like we the question was posed like, what do you think the best era of music is?
when 50 Cent came out.
When 50 Cent came out,
Go, go, go.
Yeah, okay.
He, it's your birthday. And
you were
we don't
born in
give a fuck. It's
2000.
not just you can find me
I'm
in the
gonna let you
club,
have that.
bottle
I'm
full
gonna
of
let you have
bub. I mean, I ain't in the shit. Man, he had white people, Mexicans. What Abraham Broder say? Mexicans, Americans, Dominican, every can is off that 50, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he came.
What, bro?
Yeah, he's still
50
relevant
had
today.
what?
Yo,
That
but
was whenever 50 came out. That was the best era of music. It was what?
that. Big Jew, man. Big Jew.
there you
Big,
go, yo.
Bro, 50 changed the frequency. He made it cool for like it to be
I
like hip
gotta
hop. He
bring
made
up
hip hop
something, man.
pop.
You remember? Do you remember when you said to me that Future was the best rapper?
I probably was like, that wasn't recently. That was a kid.
No, not recently. But
That's what I
I
said.
said you should probably go with Fab.
Huh?
I should say you should probably go with Fab if you're talking about somebody that's really good.
Oh, you said at the time when I said future, you said Fab? Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
said
yeah.
Fab is better than yeah. Fab is
No.
better than
I probably was telling I told you the truth. Fuck no, Fab is not better than future. Fabulous
Yo,
rap better than Future, but you talk about dude better? No,
all right, yo.
fuck,
There you go, yo.
hell no. Come on, bro.
Different,
No, I'm
different,
just saying,
difference of
like
opinion.
you,
Of opinion.
if you were to
Bro,
talk about like
you do
let's
know.
just say we
Hold
talking
up,
about rap.
hold up, Dad.
Let's just say we talking
You
about
do
rap
know
though.
Future wrote "Drunken Love," right?
What you mean?
Future
What?
wrote Drunken Love. Yes, I know this. You
No, I'm
come
What
talking
for
on,
about.
man.
Do you
Beyonce?
know? No, Dad. Do you? I'm talking about. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
I know
That's what
this.
I'm saying.
I
It's
know this.
levels,
He was the
like
co-writer. He didn't write the whole song.
Future writing crazy hits. Like I'm not saying Fabulous ain't
You
ghost
know, he
writing, but
was
it's
the
like,
co-writer. Let's get it. Let's not put misinformation out there. He was the co-writer.
come on, still a part of it.
He didn't
Still a
write the
part of it.
whole song.
Come on, bro. He wrote enough. He wrote
Oh, he
What he
enough.
wrote
what?
enough.
What he wrote
He
the
Let's
got the
hook,
not
whole
put
yo?
reference track.
misinformation out here.
What he wrote the hook?
Don't matter. Did Fabulous ever write something? What did Fabulous have contribute to a song as like Drunken Love?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean,
Future clears.
I don't know.
Even before we get in the catalogs, talk about song for song, because it can get bad. Fabulous got some joints though.
yeah.
He ain't got enough for Future though. He would get demolished in the fucking verses. Demolished.
Yo,
I'm
that
not saying. I'm not saying there should be a versus between you two. I'm not saying that. But
Fab not even the best at like what he like and as like lyricists ever like. You get what I'm saying? Like at least Future the
but if
best
you
mumble rapper.
but if you
Like he's
talk
not even the
like
best lyricist.
okay,
He's not better than
okay,
Black Thought, nigga.
let's just put it like this.
Stop being
Like if
disrespecting
you
Fab because they
if,
both got
since
start with F.
since we're gonna Since we talking about this, let's just put it all out on the table. If we're talking about, are we talking about lyricists or are we talking about rappers?
You can talk about everything. It don't matter. Future win in anything except for lyricism. If you just comparing each category by category, but if you total them all together, Future win.
Future wins. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna let you have it. We gonna
Future
go
like
off.
a 95 overall. Fabulous like a 90.
Okay, they still great players.
But he a 90 though. Yo a 95. Like yo rate like Future
Okay.
can still get like 96, 90. Like it ain't the same. Like I ain't gonna lie. Fabulous got some joints like you a sub girl, ain't got that. You give some we got breathe, you feel me? Got some just throw it in the bag. You know, you got some shit. But it start getting slow though.
Breathe. We gonna start with breathe.
I
How
said
about
that.
breathe?
I said those three songs. I said three songs. I said three. I said throw it in the bag. You be killing them and breathe.
You
I
be
can go
killing
March
them.
Madness,
I mean, you
fuck
got
up some commas.
man. You
I can
forgot.
go.
I can't deny it
I
with
will.
Nate
Hey,
Dogg.
hey, Dad. What's that song? I heard you singing it. I will pray for you. That's new. That's new, bro. We 10 years of straight hits. Like Future came out on fire, still on fire right now. He came out like, and he still got hits. Like it's not even the same. It's not even the same.
Okay.
Fab is only got no classic
You
album.
still did. You still didn't answer the question though. The question was, what era do you think was the best? Don't
56,
you can't
the
say
two
when
thousands,
50 when 50 started.
2000, 2000,
So
whatever
you
year
say
the 50 dropped.
2000.
2003, bro. Whenever year LeBron and 50 Cent probably dropped. When 50 Cent dropped, LeBron probably got drafted. That's the best era of music.
Yeah, like at the
Sidekick era,
top,
right before Soldier Boy took over.
like I said at the top, whatever era you was born in, you start
I
listening to.
wasn't
Yeah,
That's what you gonna say.
I
So
wasn't
there it
he
is.
listening though.
definitely
I just
said that. He said
No,
whatever
that's
era
I'm
you was
just man.
born
You
in,
just
you
back.
probably
I'm
gonna
I'm
think that's
telling
the
you.
best era.
I'm telling you what I said, and that's you just back it up.
but
Yeah,
I wasn't
you
really
did.
listening though. I was
You
3 years
kind of
old when that
did.
came out.
You back it up, yo. But that's still your era, yo. That was the era
Matter
you
of
was.
fact, I probably was listening to that. I was bumping DMX at like 1 years old.
Come on, yo.
Hell yeah.
We're not putting misinformation out here,
That's
Yeah,
a fact. I was off
yeah,
DMX. I was off DMX.
yeah, yo. We not putting
Bro,
out. Yo,
I
I'm
used to
stop putting
they
out
lie. They
fake
ain't,
news,
I'm gonna
yo.
tell the truth,
Fake
bro. I
news,
used to
yo.
say DMX word for word. I know for a fact. I don't know what age I was, but I know I was off DMX. I
Oh,
remember
bro. It
I
wasn't
remember
1 years old. I know that.
you used to have a red truck, a burgundy truck. That nigga said it was something. Stop. It was you know what song I'm talking about. That's my you know what song I'm talking about. You had a red
Rough
burgundy
Riders
truck.
anthem. Rough Riders anthem.
No, not it's not stop drop. It's the other one. It's another song. It's another
Oh,
one. I used
down
to rap.
bottom.
No, it was something. I used to say it all the time. I used to say it word for word. You used to let me say it. You used to look at me. When DMX was on. You be like, no, don't say it no more. You let me say it one time. Swear to God.
Oh,
Every time it came on
what
the
is
radio, you
stop?
used to let me
You
say the
said
one part.
stop, drop, open up, shut them down,
No,
open
it's
up
not that.
shop.
Not that song. Not that song. That's Rough Rider. I know that. It's not that one. It's one of the
Oh,
other songs. It's a
oh, all
song
right, all
similar to
right.
that one. It's the other song that's like that.
Oh,
I
I know
can't
what you're
think
talking
of.
about. It's called down bottom. I think you know. I think I know what you're talking. It's
Oh, I
called
got
down
hear it.
bottom.
I got hear it.
With drag on, they had drag on that song.
I got hear it.
Me and
yeah.
my nigga
Oh,
come on. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Swiss Beats, man. Hey, I gotta ask this question, man. Who is the greatest producer of all time?
man. You can't, man. You got it's a whole list of producers, Jack. It's a whole list of them out there.
I know
Man,
Timberland's on there.
yeah, man. You got Mario. You got Babyface, man. You out there, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis,
Oh,
man.
Jimmy Jam. That's why
man.
you on here.
You know what I mean? Quincy Jones. Come on, man. I mean,
Oh
come on.
yeah, Quincy
Dr.
Jones.
Dre. Dr. Dre. I mean, man, there's so many cats out there, man. You can't, Teddy Riley.
Oh, he just said Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley is the GOAT.
Yeah, easier said than done.
No, I mean it's
Teddy
too it's too
Riley is the GOAT.
it's too many out there to name who the greatest of all time is, man.
All
Barry
right, I give you.
Gordy, Smokey
How about I
Robinson.
give you 10? Let me give you 10.
Man, I can't. I still can't. I still can't list them. I mean, you can be talking about some, some of the guys today. The Dream. I mean, man. You,
The Dream.
I mean, RZA. Come on, man. There's so many guys that's out
Oh
there
my
producing.
God, RZA.
You know what I mean?
Yo, J Cole.
Yeah. I mean,
J Cole's a great one.
yeah. But
Pharrell.
I mean, I'm talking about that produce. Different artists, all genres and things of that nature.
Oh
You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, Questlove. Questlove.
Yeah, I mean, it's too many out there, man. It's too many out there. Well, in that category, anyway.
No, it was y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. I had to go find out. Y'all gonna make me
Party up.
what's I
That's
had to,
what it was called.
nigga,
Yeah.
Party up. You talking
nigga,
about
what?
that
That
song.
was the only time you let me cuss. What? Well, niggas wanna drop up, niggas wanna die. Niggas, what?
Yo,
You
that's
went
a,
looking for
Bro, that's
that
yeah,
shit, huh?
yeah. Cause I'm like,
yeah.
I remember being 1-2. I'm like, yo, this niggas wanna drop up, niggas wanna. I'm like, this niggas is.
Yo, you wasn't
Who is
yo,
this
you couldn't
nigga?
even you wasn't putting no
Bro,
sentence together like that when you was
yes, I
one.
was, bro. I could talk my whole
Okay,
time.
he
I just
wasn't
ain't
putting
want
no
to talk to
sense
y'all, bro.
together
I
like
been
that.
could
We
talk, bro.
was
Yo, you wasn't rapping
I was
like that.
walking before I could talk, bro. I
Yeah,
been could
yo,
talk, bro.
I mean, you was walking at 9 months, yo.
That's what I'm saying. That's
yeah,
not normal, bro.
Yeah, yo. Yeah,
That's not.
we know that now.
yeah, we definitely know that now. We know that shit ain't normal now. You
Bro,
walking at 9 months
this
and
nigga
shit.
walking up, bro. This shit, bro. I'm a Capricorn. I been was talking. I just was talking in my head.
Oh,
I'm thinking y'all can hear me though.
yeah, yo, you right. You right. It wasn't
Yo,
normal, yo. At the time, we ain't
yo,
know it. Now we
let's
know that
have a
shit.
Capricorn. I've been talking in my head since I was born. This
Real
nigga
shit.
Julius is crazy.
Yo, little did we know, yo, that she would turn out like this, yo. Little did we
Yo,
yo, you
yo,
funny, yo.
I'm gonna say it right now. I did not see this. I did not foresee this. I did not foresee it. I did not
Every
foresee
shit, I
this
thought
shit.
you was going
Yo,
I did not foresee this shit, man, at
yo,
all.
y'all niggas is hilarious, boy. Y'all niggas is hilarious,
I did not. Julius, no, hell, Leon, no.
yo. Yo, that nigga.
Melvin, no.
Oh my god,
But
yo.
let's get back on task, guys. We were talking about the evolution of music. As far as like how music has evolved in the space that we're talking about now, there's a lot there's this beef going on between Kendrick and Drake. Like when it comes to rap beef, there's been a lot of deaths that have been the result of rap beef. Now when it comes to this beef in particular, is there do you think this is like one of those things where it's a little different as far as like how the beef has
Hello?
started, and then rather than how Tupac and Biggie, and then you got King Von and Quando Rondo, and then you had Jay Z and Nas, but their shit didn't really get that violent. And then you
Yo, I,
you had beef between LL and Carmega. But what do you how do you guys view rap beef? How do you view rap beef, V? Well,
well, as far as the Drake and Kendrick Lamar, all that shit is gonna be that shit is just gonna be on wax, yo. It ain't like
mm,
when they see they be in the same spot, they might be hanging out at the same spot or something that they gonna get into some type of clash, man. They not. I don't think they. I don't think they from that type of. They ain't built like that. For in my opinion, what I mean. Plus, that's where it need to stay. if we beefing on, wax, let's just keep it on wax. You know what I mean? Don't have to go no further than that. You know what I mean? Of course, you got, guys out there that that not gonna like each other for whatever reason, but the violence part, or trying to do harm to one another, you don't even have to go. They don't even have to go nowhere near that. Let's keep it on wax, because at one time they was cool, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They didn't they do songs together? You know
They
what
Yep.
did
I mean?
songs for like 10 years, 10 years
Right.
or so.
So, but I'm just saying, they was cool.
I
So
mean, they when they
whatever.
when they came around the game around the same time.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so and then a lot of them cats move in the same circles. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of
Mhm.
that he said, she said, and all that kind of crap. They messing with the same broad, that type of thing, man. So
Mhm.
I'm just saying that if you're gonna have a beef nowadays, just keep it on wax, man. Don't let it spill over until like you portraying a gangster. You know what I mean? You didn't lost
Yeah.
too many brothers over words. You know what I mean? That shit
Yeah.
that shit just I understand, maybe some of the reasons why they do it, they hyping themselves up, making themselves relevant or keeping themselves relevant or whatever the case may be. But, you know, just let it go. Just like then Drake had what's the kid, that Drake had the little beef with a while ago, with the kid that was with the Clips.
Pusha T.
Yeah, was him and Drake they was going back and forth for a minute. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but now it's dead now. You know what I mean? So this
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar Drake shit, that shit has died down. You know what I mean? So that's my point of view on it. You know what I mean? Just keep it on wax. Don't take it no further than that, or keep it
Oh yeah,
on digital.
I heard a couple
This is
things.
what.
I heard that Drake signed a new deal for like 400 million, and within that deal, it's like, but the reason why people were saying Kendrick was calling the Mike is because he he got a deal. In his deal he signed to Universal, and Universal really owns majority of the labels. So he signed.
Mhm.
It say he got like a partner, like he owns like some of the like the mini labels. Like he got ownership. So people were saying that he kind of owned like Kendrick, Future, and a couple of artists' music now. So that's kind of why they were saying
Mhm.
that everyone was coming at him, because they like trying to
Mhm.
cancel him because he got like a little bit of control. Because they were saying basically people were saying basically all the rappers that was making fun of him and all that, he's kind of getting the laugh last, because it's like then when they was breaking down all his subliminal dishes and all that. Yeah, this new record. I mean, yeah, this new deal and all this type of stuff. Now they kind of that's all it kind of
All right.
was.
Well,
And
I mean, that's like I
it
say,
kind of makes sense though.
that's all well and good, but just keep it right there on that level.
No,
Don't
it's not.
take
I
it.
mean, it's already reports that Drake had shootouts at his crib recently.
Yeah, they say his bodyguard got shot up, but I mean, what's the what's going on behind that? What's the story behind that? What led up to it? That type of thing. I mean, what's the story behind it? I heard about that his bodyguard got shot at his mansion up in Canton,
Mhm.
Toronto, or whatever the case may be. But what's the circumstances behind that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't hear nobody saying, Kendrick Lamar people had something to do with that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I mean, like I said, man, it just whatever they beefing about, keep it on the music tip. Don't take it no further than that. You know what I mean?
That kind of brings me to the fact of like I hear what you like. I understand what you're saying about keeping it on wax and everything, but let's just say Tupac and Biggie kept it on wax. You think they would still be alive?
No,
Yeah, but see, but
you can't say certain things on songs talk about keeping it on wax.
right,
They
but
can't keep it
Tupac
on wax
and
now.
Biggie,
It's too far.
that Tupac Big killed ain't had nothing to do with Biggie Smalls. That ain't had nothing to do with him. You know what I mean? They of course they had their beef, and it was East Coast, West Coast, or whatever case may be. But Tupac got shot up, allegedly by some people that he was beefing with. That they ain't even have nothing to do with Biggie and none of that. I mean that was some of that. He got caught up in that gang shit, which you know he just basically fucked with the wrong nigga. You know,
Hmm.
when it all boils down to it, if you go by the stories that you read or whatever the case may be, you know, one of his crew, they was, got his chain snatched by this dude or whatever the case who was in another gang. And just so happens the night of the Mike Tyson fight, the same that's the dude that snatched my chain. Tupac, the first one, how he was rolling. The first one, when they
mm,
seen the dude, he go up there and he snuck the dude. You know what I mean? Roughed him up in a hotel. And he got up and the dude walked away. And just so happens that dude was like, he happened to be affiliated with the dude Keefe D. That was his nephew or whatever the case may be. Even if it wasn't his nephew, he was just affiliated with another gang, you know, you know,
mm,
so to speak, or whatever the case may be. So the story goes. And he went, and after it was all over, he went looking for him. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And he took him out. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And this was while the East Coast West Coast beef was going on, and then all of that was starting because just so happens when Tupac got shot up in New York, Biggie was in the same studio that Tupac was in when he got shot up, and he was saying basically they ain't help him out, they ain't have his back.
yeah,
So that's what
yeah. I remember that.
started that's what started the beef between them two. And they just, that shit just got blown out of proportion. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Now, Biggie, once Tupac got hit up, you know, he probably shouldn't even came to the West Coast. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? He
that
probably
that
should
was a
have
mistake on his part. Like go
he should have
leaving, coming from New York and coming to L.A.
yeah, he should have
at the
just
time.
let
At
that
the time,
yeah, he should have let that
yeah,
was the wrong time to be coming out there. You know what I mean? He should have just let that shit die down or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But he chose to do otherwise. And the circumstances behind his death, they saying Suge might have had something to do with it. The Crips or whoever, some crooked police. I mean, different stories is
yeah,
out there. I mean, so
yeah,
said it
yeah.
was just
Game
very
hinted toward that. Game hinted toward that. He said that the cops killed Biggie.
yeah. I mean, so I mean, there's a lot of different stories that's going out. You know, what I mean, that's as far as the circumstance behind both of their deaths. But it's just unfortunate that it had to come to that, man. You know, what I mean, these them brothers had to lose their life over something, that I don't know if trivial is the right word, but over words that we can't get along, or I dislike this person. So I dislike this
Mm,
person so much that I don't want him walking around on the face of the earth, man. That we gotta resort to violence. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, uh, but it is
yeah.
what it is.
But,
That
but
shit
my
just makes
last
me sad.
question.
It makes me sad when I think about it and talk about it, man, because they just had
Yeah,
the, the the movie on TV. I was watching it the other day. All eyes on me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, and that shit just make me sad.
Yeah. It is a sad story though. It is a sad story how Pop, how he was one of he's still considered one of the icons right now. Like as far as like if you're talking about some of the greatest rappers of all time, both of those guys were definitely in that upper echelon when you talk about some of the best rappers of all time. When you definitely have to mention those guys, even if they're not your top, at your number one and number two, they got to be mentioned in some type of way. Even
Yeah,
even if you feel like somebody is better, like in my opinion, I feel like they're definitely in my top five all time. If that's just me. But my last question to this actual segment that we're talking about, the evolution of music. Why do you think artists aren't as original as the ones who came before them?
I don't know. I mean, it's that I don't. It's still some. You know, I don't know if you phrase the question in the right way, but I mean, it's still some guys or artists out here that's still doing original stuff as far as them, the artists themselves being original. But everything is just so digitized today, where You can go into a studio and and any sound that you want to make, you can make it. It's computerized. You can make it. But as far as the content and some of the lyrics and how they, put themselves out there, it's still a lot of originality because a lot of people don't want to see the same, this person trying to be like that person. You know what I mean? So I can't say that it's lacking. It's just that it's not a whole lot of the music that's behind the artist. Maybe
Mhm.
that might not be as original as they are, but as far as their content and some of the lyrics and how they put their self out there, you know that's original. You know what I mean? But as
Mhm.
far as them creating their own like music, so to speak, that might not be always original as far as the beats they put behind their lyrics and everything. You know what I mean? But you still, either way, you still gotta, when you doing as an artist, you know any artist in some form or fashion, you're original because somebody doesn't sound
Mhm.
like you. You know what I mean? They don't have the same look as you look. You know what I mean? Their music might not be in the same form. Their lyrics might not be in the same form. So there still is some originality to these artists that are coming out today. And then what I mean. But then, even if you're not all the way, you still borrowing from the past, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
Borrowing from the past. It's just imitating it. That's the thing where you probably get caught up in people saying
Appropriation.
derogatory things when you imitating other artists or doing other things of that nature. That's my feelings on it. You know what I mean? But it's
Yeah,
still a lot of originality out here when it comes to artists. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It kind of like it kind of like made me think about something that we talked about in the early episode, appropriation. When we were talking about people appropriating music, as far as like taking certain music and not giving people the credit for it. That's that's what I mean. That's what I kind of mean by people being original. Like they feeling like these songs that they're doing, these beats and all this shit, they trying to take it for themselves and not actually giving credit to the actual artist that made it before them. Like that's kind of what I mean by being original, because if you're gonna be original, and like I said, I get what you're saying. Like I totally agree with you. But it's a thing about being original as far as like there will never be another Rick James.
Right.
There will never be another Tina Marie. There'll never be another Shaka Khan. There'll never be another Stevie Wonder. When it
Right.
comes to these guys, as far as like this era in particular, there are guys that are so similar that they have the same type of, they're talking about the same thing. They're not talking about
Right.
like different stuff. They're talking about the same thing. Like it's either money, cash, hoes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they don't have any. But you got your guys like you got your Kendrick Lamar, like we just was talking about Kendrick Lamar. But you got your J Cole, you got your like your Big Crits, your your guys that just and Nas, not like guys like Nas, people like that that have conscious music that don't just talk about the same thing.
Right.
Jay Z, I
Yeah. I
mean,
mean, those guys
you
like they those are originators.
yeah,
Like those guys are they set the standard. They won't be guys that'll be like them. You know what I mean? So you know, I get what you're saying.
I just think it's more so just about what you
you
like,
were coughing. I thought you was
what you
coughing at what
about
I said.
more so about what you saying. It's more so about what you were saying. I'm gonna add them back. I ain't even do that, but I meant to mute them. But it's more about say like R&B talk about the same thing as rap, but it's about more so how they delivering it. It's more so like how you say Nas talk about the same thing as negative rappers, but it's more so the context of what he's saying. He more so give you different perspectives of it, not just the same perspective as shoot 'em up, kill, kill. He may explain what happens when you shoot, what happens when you kill, the other things that happen, not just glorifying it. So I feel like more people just speaking from one perspective of it and not speaking from multiple perspectives.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I
Because there's
mean,
people who make R&B music where they talk about shooting and killing people and all that, but
yeah, but
they not delivering it like that.
yeah, but R&B is is more like love and consciousness. What's going on. That type of thing. What I mean, that's R&B. What I mean, you're not talking about. You might talk about people passing away, but you're not. Most R&B is not glorifying violence. What I mean, not R&B music. That doesn't glorify violence. What I mean. What I mean.
R&B doesn't go for our vibes, but I'm saying they may talk about it. Just go
Yeah, I
about
mean,
delivering it
some
in a
in
way.
some of their lyrics, it can be in
It's
as far
definitely
as the
heard someone
content.
sing "I'll shoot you."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the contents when they telling a story that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you might get a reference, about something as far as violence or something, like that. But they not, that's not what the song is about. What I mean?
I'm not saying in that order.
Yeah. But I mean, I shit, the fight get ready to come on. Yeah, they
Who,
Celtics beat the
who,
shit out the
who,
Cavaliers.
who you talking about?
Lomachenko get ready to fight. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I thought Tyson Fury no for.
no, that's next weekend. That's next Saturday. It's the 18th. But
What's the
we
score?
going 75-59.
So they came back. Last time I checked, it was like 70. It was 70,
No,
75 or 55.
no. Celtics beating the shit out of the fuck Cavaliers. It's the third quarter.
But you said 75 to 59.
Yeah,
Cavs is on a
Celtics.
run right now.
No, the Celtics, man, that shit over with. That shit
If
is
they
over.
not up by 20, that should not over with.
Man, shit over with.
They gotta be up by 20.
All right, yo, we going on to this next category, or we gonna keep on
I
this
think
music thing?
Marcus. I think
Where
Marcus
Marcus at?
talk. It's 77-63. What you talking about?
Yo, okay, well, like I said, yo, this, that shit over with, man.
I don't know.
Man,
Niggas got on the run.
they ain't coming back from that shit. It's
They
not
on
coming.
the run right now.
Is it fourth? They down 14. All right, okay.
That's what I'm saying. They can come back. But Darius Garland got to play good. Darius Garland don't play good. They don't win because he's not having that big of a game. Any Donovan Mitchell already showed up, and Mobley got 11 points. So
There
he's
you
still doing producing more than what he usually produces. So it's up to Garland if they're gonna win.
go.
Because Donovan Mitchell can get it down to 10, but he got it. Garland got to get down because they not going. The Celtics gonna get hot again.
Yeah,
So when the Celtics get hot again, if they ain't got nobody else getting hot with them, they gonna win. They just gonna go back up because they on the run right now. Basketball game on run. So when the Celtics
yeah,
get back on their run, if they ain't back in that back down by 8, it's over. Cause they gonna go right back up.
yeah. Yo, you back on the scene now?
No, you having a conversation. Somebody talking. That's why I had to mute him.
All right.
He gonna unmute himself. He just forgot to mute himself when he turned off his camera.
All right, yo, we gonna get into this education thing, yo.
All right, now I have returned. I have
Uh,
returned, but like I said, I was having a little side we was talking about music at the end, but the next like I said, the next segment that we're going to talk about is educating the youth
You said Illuminati.
and
What?
educating the youth. Man, nobody said nothing about no damn Illuminati.
Uh,
Yeah, you wildin', son. You wildin'.
Whoa, damn, they got knocked straight the fuck out.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen to our podcast. We're gonna get knocked the fuck out. That's some Illuminati. No, but like I said, we were talking about educating the youth. This is the next segment that we're gonna talk about. And I only have two questions for this one. But the first question is, what do you think is the biggest issue when it comes to education?
Yo, attendance.
Attendance.
Attendance, motherfuckers actually going to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big thing, man. I mean, I work in the school system, so I kind of see it on a daily basis. You know, parents getting their kids to school. I mean, late. I mean, school start at 8. You getting your kid there at quarter to 10. You know, shit like that.
Quarter to 10.
Yeah, I mean,
School
shit.
started 8, maybe them in there at quarter to 10.
Yeah, I mean that. And coming late to school on a daily basis. You know, what I mean that type of attendance. You know, then you got had. You know, I don't know if we still have an issue with classes being overcrowded. You know, what I mean
Hmm.
the lack of teachers and the city school systems. The curriculum has changed over the years. You know, what I mean, so I mean it's excuse quite a few different factors. That goes into as far as the question that you're asking. But you know, my main thing is kids actually going to school, getting to school on time. You know what I mean, and the content of what they're being taught. You know what I mean. You gotta get the kids in school. You know what I mean. I be
Yeah.
seeing young kids that school age. They not even in school. You know what I mean, for whatever reason. They out with their parents. At the store or whatever case may be, at home. I mean, school age kids. So I mean,
Hmm.
we gotta get these kids in the classrooms. In order for them, to be productive. That's my opinion as far as that question goes.
Yeah. And it
I
kind
think
of
our whole
goes back to,
educational system is set up and rigged. So I honestly
yeah, your phone ring. But like, you remember there was some things that we talked about in a in an early episode where you were talking about people having guidance. I think that has a big part to do with it too. Like far as like having guidance, and of course it starts at home,
give it
like with the parents having
my fault.
guidance.
I got a phone call.
And,
Um,
and when it comes to when it comes a lot to that guidance thing, as far as like being a parent and like making sure your kids go to school and all that, like I get what you're saying as far as like attendance and all that, but it starts at home. Like as far as like them being guided in the right way. If they're not being guided in the right way, they're not going to want to go to school. So education is a big thing because once George Bush came up with that law where though it's like no kid left behind, that like kids feel as though they don't need to go to school anymore. They know they're gonna get passed on. So that's part of the issue when it come to attendance. So they feel like they just gonna get passed on. They know that they don't have to do anything. They know they don't have to go to school. So truancy is I mean that's something that you can that's punishable by law. Is like your kid not going to school, but they don't care about that. They care about the fact that they can go out and go to the mall, and they can go get the latest shoe, or they hustling out on the street. But there's also a thing where as though a lot of these kids feel like they gotta be the breadwinner for their family, and they can't exactly put a whole lot into school. Whereas though like the one of the adults in the house at a young age.
I
That
think
that
it's more
factors in too
sometimes.
as far as like this.
I think it got something. It should look at it from all type of ways. You feel me? Like stuff today, kids today is not the same. Like getting bullied now and all that stuff is not the same. Kids is coming to school looking like rappers. Like you can't even like. So it's just like if you ain't got money and all that, you're not trying to be doing all that. And people may understand their limits. You 14, 12, people telling you this, people telling you you suck, you poor and all this. You hearing this your whole life. You gonna probably crack something. Like not some crack no girl. I'm talking about crack somebody melon like with a
Hmm.
gun. So people say, no, I ain't going no more before I even go that far. I just drop out and just stop and try to figure it out another way because a lot of things they took out of the schools to help people is not in there. You could used to come out of high school with a trade. You can't. Certain schools don't offer that. It used to be a lot of high schools offer that. It was like normal
Yeah.
to come out. People were graduating high school as a mechanic, carpenters. People were had skills leaving high school. So I think it should get more towards that. And I think they should start earlier. I think when you get in high school, you should be. I think in middle school you should be already like
Hmm.
skilled and licensed. In high school you should be like mastering it fully. So when you graduate you can go into the field and get started ASAP. Because I think people
Dang, yeah. Did you
over.
have to turn your camera off to say something like that, man? You couldn't
No,
you
I
couldn't
didn't
talk
say
to the people and
because
say like, like you
no,
said
because
some real stuff just now.
I just was
That
thinking
was a
like,
real good point you made there, bro.
bro, there's a lot of kids who probably like I'm going to kill somebody because they keep bullying me, so I ain't even going.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Like people really making that decision. Like I ain't going through that. I ain't being bullied no more. I'm not going no more. I can't. So before I go to the extreme, I just drop out.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Hmm.
that goes back to my like my original point I was talking about as far as attendance. Not even actually going to school. You know what I mean? For whatever different reasons, man. I mean, you might have issues at home. You know what I mean? Then you get to school, and those. You got other issues at school. So you got it. You got it from one end or get it from one place, and then you get it to another place. I mean, schools, in some form of fashion, supposed to be like a sanctuary, for kids. You should be able to come to school. What I mean, get your learn on or whatever the case may be in a productive environment. But now it's a lot of things you got to worry about now. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. You got kids coming in shooting up schools. What I mean? You got teachers that's not doing what they supposed to do, or you're treating you unfairly. What I mean? It's a lot of different issues that's going on within the schools. You gotta make schools safer. What I mean? Nowadays, and schools aren't safe. Back when I was going to school, man, you did the stuff these kids got to worry about today. We never even thought about stuff like that. What I mean?
Hmm.
I mean, we wasn't even thinking about somebody coming into school to do the school harm. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
furthest thing from our mind. What I mean? You had to worry about certain things. What I mean? There's certain things we had available to us. What I mean? You got gym class, you got music class. Certain different activities that you could do. What I mean? And I mean, they still. I think for the most part, the educational system is trying to do the best they can do. But I mean, you can always do better and do more. What I mean?
Hmm.
So you just got whatever programs you can get. Like after school programs, before school programs, anything like that. Mentorships, things of that nature. You probably need a lot more of that stuff going on in schools today. You know what I mean? What was your other question, man? What was your other question?
As a community, what are some things you think we can do to better our youth going forward?
Well, just like some of the things I just, mentioned, certain programs that you have for the kids, what I mean, things of that nature, participation from the community, as far as, parents, being involved in, their activities, things of that nature. Things like you do in the neighborhood, like different block parties, opening
Mhm.
up these rec centers, things in that nature so kids can have something to do when they get out of school, things like that, sports, I mean, you got those things, going on, now, as far as, participating in, after school activities. Doesn't necessarily have to be sports. It could be in, any type of thing, as far as tutoring classes. So you can do, well in school. What I mean? Different
Mhm.
activities, taking kids, well, they do that stuff, field trips, things of that nature. The community coming together, having a block party, making awareness of certain things, certain programs that you can have your kids participate in. What I mean? And which for for the, I wouldn't say, I don't know if most part is, but they're trying to do things of that nature. But and then you gotta have encouragement from from the people in your community. You know that doing going to school, getting the education is a good thing. What I mean?
Mhm.
It's a good thing. So we just gotta do more as like you said, as a community to to encourage these kids, to be better citizens and better people.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because you know how I always say. I think I damn near say this in almost every episode, but it's all about it. It all comes back to the same umbrella that everything that we talk about comes back to the same umbrella about being better as a community and trying to make it to where as though our community has is better and we can really encourage them, especially when we talk about this generation coming up, like encourage them to be better than us. Like we did some things as far as like I'm about to be 40 this year, so it's like I've been on this earth for almost for 40 years, so it's like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't get to do when I was in school, and of course I want the youth, as far as like the younger generation, to come up like like they said, like Kobe Bryant said, pretty much when you trying to do something, you want to leave the world in a better place than it was than when you got here. That's how it should be when we're talking about being better as a community. We need to leave this place in a better place so that our youth can be in a better position than we were. Just like y'all in your era, as far as like the '60s, '70s era, y'all paved the way for us to get to where we're at right now. And that's what we have to do as our generation. We got to pave the way for the youth going forward. And it all needs to be a trickle down effect. We got to get, it has to get to a point where we don't try to point the finger as more as though we need to take more acceptance and take accountability as to what we have done and what we can do better to help these guys, help this youth, especially when it comes to education.
Amen to that. Amen to that. You know what I mean?
So, Big Jew,
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
yeah,
can
we
hear
hear you.
you. Yeah, we need you to wrap this up, son.
Hold on, I'm ready to go look at the northern lights real quick.
Yeah, what you talking about?
Here's
I'm ready to go look at the northern lights. They said there's no lights.
Man, you can wrap it up and then you can look at the book.
Yeah.
It's all about work ethic, man. You see the background, it say work ethic.
Huh?
yeah. Go ahead and wrap it up for us, Yos.
I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
man, they owe us a bunch of stuff, man. They don't be doing a bunch of stuff. But like there's a bunch of stuff. We definitely deserve like better like stuff. Like, definitely a better education system. Like, we really deserve
allowed in my father's house at all. At all. We deserve free everything. At least if you're not going to give us reparations by money, give us reparations in fruit.